All right. Oh, my hair. Um. Okay. Hi. I'm Kai. Rollover Play Dead. Of Rollover Play Dead, and this is one of our actual plays. We're going to do an actual play of the game Night Train by Battlestarvalk, created for the Folklore Jam on itch.io, which is run by two really cool game people, W.H. Arthur and Flowers. We tried to do this stream earlier, but there were some net connections, so I basically started again because I don't think any of the stream made it out. So if you're watching, hi, and welcome to our stream. We'll be playing using a deck of Cult of Cute cards. These, I don't think they're actually being sold yet, but Cult of Cute is a very good friend of Rollover Play Dead, and they have created a set of playing cards using designs of the Chas, Goodall, and classic Ruin decks of the 1820s and 1500s. Uh, and it incorporates lost elements from the Ruin deck, such as crowns, sleeves, and hip curves. It's actually a really cool bunch of designs, like, you know, emulating the classic design, but adding the bits that are cut off along the edges in the other newer playing card designs that you see. All right, so we're going to begin. It is almost midnight. Wait, no, it is midnight. Midnight exactly has struck, and you are on a platform. It's lit by a single light, illuminating the few figures on the platform with you. You can't quite make out their faces. The carriage you board is empty, except for one. A mysterious figure sat at a table. You suppose you should join them after all. They seem inviting enough. As much as you stare at them, the figures are indistinguishable. They cannot be human. Surely not. Instead, an entity of another plane of being entirely. Are you dreaming? Have you died? Time to take the night train. And when the sun rises in a few short hours, it will be time for you to move on. The Night Train is a GM-less two-player RPG, but it can be played solo. All I need is this deck of cards and something to mark the time. So we start playing at 12 midnight. I draw a card to see what event occurs. A mysterious event orchestrated by the mysterious silent figure. I have drawn a Jack of Hearts. That's a face card. That means that we advance time. And it's now 1 a.m., an hour after midnight. Time has just seemed to pass here on this night train as the landscape streams by. The next Jack of Diamonds, and it's now 2 a.m. on the night train. And I draw a 10 of clubs. That's black cards. When you look at the black cards, the 10 says, the mysterious figure asks, this train may very well move into the afterlife. What do you expect to find there? And I think of my grandparents who have moved on. My grandparents on both sides of the family. Some of them I didn't really know at all, and I'm not sure if I'd be able to speak with them, unless, there's a translation between English and Chinese in the afterlife, because my Chinese is really bad. I think of my friend Wei Chuan, one of my best friends in childhood, who died in a car crash while he was studying in Australia, and I didn't even know until a long time later. And I wonder what I would say to him. The last time that we met, there were very few words. It was kind of awkward, standing outside the gate of this house and not knowing what to say. He's going away, and he's quiet, changed, sort of awkward. I just wished him well, and well, there was nothing deep or emotional or interesting about what we spoke. I just remember that last conversation we had, and I hope I can open up to him more and tell him how things have been down here since then. Yeah, that's what I say. The next card is 9 of clubs. The train judders. A bag falls into the aisle. An item or two spilling out. I'm reminded of a journey I took once. Not on a train, but on a large ferry crossing from mainland to island, and the waters were quite rocky. There was a storm in the distance, and people's bags were sliding about, a child crying. I held on tight to what I was carrying, but my main baggage was stowed away under the seats. And I just remember the humidity in the air, the sound of the ferry engine. There were no birds in the sky, they'd already fled ahead of the storm. The rain started to come down, and the sea got choppier, and the ferry kept rocking. It seemed like it would take forever, but I didn't, I don't really get seasick. I just sort of held on and centered myself and uh, sort of let my eyes drift to see the traveling families and tourists sitting in the benches on the other side of the aisle of the ferry. And I'm not one to just reach out and just befriend someone and just talk to strangers, not so easily. So I just kept to myself, and they all kept to themselves, holding on, waiting for this journey to end. But for me, there was no real discomfort. I'm just kind of lucky not to suffer seasickness. And the silent, mysterious stranger just nods, and I draw another card. This is an 8 of clubs. Who shuffled this thing? Oh, I did. Right. You almost hear a phone ring for just a second before going silent. The sudden passenger thinks of someone who might be looking for them now. And at first I think it might be my boss, but then I think more likely um, it's it's a loved one calling for me, my partner. I wonder, would she be awake or asleep? Because the time when I appeared at the midnight platform, I thought it was daytime. But it's not my phone that rang. And I think the mysterious figure assures me that I'm on this journey now, but no one in the waking world knows that I'm gone yet and is missing me yet. And I'll be back there before I know it. I feel some comfort knowing about this, and I think about my partner, and I think of her face, and I'm kind of looking forward for this journey to be over and to see her, and which is kind of selfish because I know I've been sent on this night journey for a reason. And it is now the seven of hearts. The mysterious figure does something. It is the train stops, and a couple get on, passing you both without a second glance. The mysterious figure knows who they are, and perhaps the passenger does too. They wrote their story together, and maybe the mysterious figure isn't so inhuman after all. And I think that this is a couple that the mysterious figure has met before, but not on a train ride. This stranger has been places and steps past the lives of both the waking and the sleeping, and has seen this couple before. The last time they weren't so happy. They were students, and they were in a band together at college, and things weren't working out in the band. They weren't gelling. They were playing, but not really playing together, not well. They were everything that they tried to create just wasn't working. But even as the band came apart, two of them stuck together, and I think they were both at a crosswalk somewhere, wondering what they should do. And somehow, the mysterious figure arranged it so that the lights would change just in time for the man to cross over and to meet this woman that had been in the band with him. And the two of them had this chance meeting. And now, some indeterminate time later, they're together. And they're riding this train now through the night, getting somewhere. But in their dream, they're going together. The mysterious figure smiles, and I think, how many lives have you touched? And I ask, how many lives have you touched? And the figure doesn't answer, but just smiles. The next card is a Six of Hearts. The train passes by a platform without stopping. The mysterious figure tells a story of a world entirely like yours, hidden just beyond the platform. And the sudden passenger thinks of a platform they long to return to, a place they remember fondly. And I don't perceive the mysterious figure speaking, but I can sense that the story is being told somehow. The mysterious figure describes a city beyond dizzying slopes and people going about their business from house to house, through the promenades, under this beautiful bronze light. And I think of a place I want to return to, a place by the sea, a small town that was once a cannery for sardines, only the fish population collapsed and sardines were gone. But the town remained, and they became a sort of a tourist place where you could come and visit the, the former cannery row, see the home of the author who once wrote about it, and have fresh seafood uh, as you sit at an open restaurant by the sea. Oh, and there's plenty of tourists too. You might be lucky and see the seals on the beach. And I think of that place. I think of it, and I have fond memories of visiting with family members. And I tell the figure about this place. And I think the figure wishes to see it, but also wishes for me to see the city beyond the sunset. I don't know, I don't have a real sense of what's so special about that place, but I think it is something that creates just as many fond memories, and I'd like to see what it is. One of spades. As I look out the window, I see a place of great familiarity. Where is it? What meaning does it hold for you? And I see Clock Tower, an old city that I visited a long time ago when I was a kid, when I was just a little boy. And I can hear the chiming of the clock as it strikes hour upon hour. And that chiming is comforting to me. It makes me think of my grandmother and my grandfather on my mother's side. It makes me think of that city in the cold, damp air and walking among its parks and along the streets, and wherever I go, that clock tower chimes hour upon hour. And it's a time of it's an idyllic time of my childhood, actually. The short times that I spent there. Next card is a face card. The King of Spades. Time is passing, and the mysterious figure tells me it is now 3 in the morning. The Queen of Spades is now 4 in the morning. It's a 4. This is a repeat because it's a black 4. In the distance, you both hear someone laughing. Wait, I don't think I've drawn a 4, have I? No, I haven't. Alright, so it's a 4. In the distance, you both hear someone laughing. The sudden passenger thinks of an activity they enjoy doing. I think of the laughter in a kitchen. It's a large kitchen with a big kitchen island, and I'm there with family. We're making salad and chattering and laughing as we go. We're preparing for dinner, but we've got plenty of time. We're taking it easy and taking our time, cutting ingredients, washing up at the sinks. Younger members of the family are playing, and older members of the family are sitting back in the adjoining living room, looking at their phones and planning the itinerary for the next day. We're visiting an island for a vacation, and we're just thinking of which beach to go next. And we're just having a nice home-cooked salad. It's a wonderful time. This is a black 3. As you pass a platform without stopping, the sudden passenger briefly remembers what they were doing before appearing on the platform at midnight. What were you doing? And I remember that it was daytime, and for some reason I was carrying my case and dressed in a suit, and I was on a way to conduct an interview to meet someone who hired me to write up a little profile of an interview. And I just emerged from the car park and entered the lobby of the building, the cool air conditioning, the bright light outside, and I still had a little bit of time left before the interview. As I walked through an archway, there I was on a midnight platform. And in typical dream logic, there was no question that I should do anything but go forward and wait for the train. And that's how I'm here with you, mysterious figure, and you've brought me on this strange journey. This is a 10 of hearts. Now, Night Train has no red 10 entry, so I'm going to treat this as a face card. Time advances to 5 in the morning. So the game is almost over. The journey on the Night Train is almost over. And I look out the window. The Jack of Clubs indicates that time passes again. And I can see the platform coming and the train slowing down. The mysterious figure gestures to me. And I try to make out what the face is like, but I still can't quite see, even as the mysterious figure stands up. But the light shines through the window as the sun is coming up, and I can just see the outline. The mysterious figure looks... The silhouette of the mysterious figure, I realize it looks a lot like me. Maybe it's an older, skinnier me. But the figure guides me to get off the train. I step onto the platform, and then just like that, I awake. So this was Night Train by battlestarvalk, and I'm Kai, and I've just finished the journey through the Nightlands, drawing from experiences, a bit of imagination, and just sort of rearranging memories and impressions. And really, that's what Night Train is about. These questions that lead both the Sutton passenger and the mysterious figure to draw up these memories and images and these little stories that you share during this dream journey. When I first saw the name Night Train, I thought it was going to be something a lot darker and creepier, but I really appreciate that it's really calling back to things that it doesn't try to do that at all. It's a way to sort of just imagine and explore things from your past which might be happier. I see there are some entries on this list which involve destruction and things that are lost and regret. But as long as if you're playing with someone, if you know what your boundaries are, I think you'll be able to play pretty safe and do well, and you might enjoy this journey too. I think you should also try and have a journey on the Night Train. Alright, thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm Kai. Bye.